Hi everyone and welcome to Carolina. My name is Gidi Shemer. I'm a professor in the biology department at UNC-Chapel Hill. I'm a teaching associate professor. I'm also the faculty advisor of the biology majors and the one responsible for undergraduate research in biology.
Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine Akoto and I'm an undergraduate junior at UNC-Chapel Hill. I'm currently majoring in biology with a minor in neuroscience and chemistry.
Hi, my name is Paul Maurice. I am a junior from Cary, North Carolina and a part of CSS 6. And I am a quantitative biology major here at Chapel Hill with a minor in creative writing.
We have actually three majors or three tracks in that major. The Biology Bachelor of Arts or the Bio BA, the Bachelor of Science, the Bio BS, and a track in the BS that is called the BS Quantitative Biology track. Most of our students pursue the Biology BS or the Quantitative Biology track. And if you are more interested in science, or if you're interested in going to medical school, dental school, pre-PA, you probably want at least to start with the Biology BS or Quantitative Biology BS.
I love biology. My first real experience of a biology class is when I took AP Biology in high school. And it was at that moment that I knew I wanted to major in biology in college. Biology as a field is very broad and you can go in many different directions with it, and that was something I very much appreciated about that. There are so many topics you can learn to truly find your interest, and that was something that was very fun for me. And because of biology, I was able to find my interest in genetics. My favorite course at UNC will always be molecular genetics. I went into that class knowing a little bit of the basics, but came out with so much more knowledge and a love for the topic. The professors I took the course with are very passionate, and they always challenge the students to critically think about the subject matter.
Some of my favorite classes here have been Bio 226, which is mathematical methods for quantitative biology, and Bio 202, which is molecular biology and genetics.
I've also been able to take other courses I've enjoyed very much, such as cell and developmental biology, and I even dipped my toes into some neuroscience courses, which has also contributed to my interest in topics. I'm actually very much looking forward to a course in spring 2021 called the Genetics of Brain Diseases, which is actually where my research interest lies.
So in each major, what you have are three components: mandatory biology classes, biology electives, and then other STEM classes that are required for the biology major. In all three majors, there's a set of three mandatory classes: Bio 201, 202, and 205, not to be taken by order: ecology and evolution, molecular biology and genetics, and cell and developmental biology. These are three classes taken by all of our students. This is the mandatory part. Then we have biology electives. Each major, each track has a number of prerequisites, some elective with labs, some elective without labs, but they're pretty similar in the big picture, how many classes you need to take, and it's typically about 5 biology classes beyond the core classes that I already mentioned. The major difference between those three tracks is actually in the non-biology component, and that's the non-biology STEM classes. These are the chemistry, the math, the physics, the statistics, the computer science. The biology BA requires only a little bit of those non-biology STEM classes with more flexibility. The biology BS, as you can imagine, Bachelor of Science, requires more advanced chemistry, advanced physics, advanced math. And the quantitative biology track has even more advanced quantitative requirements such as math, computer science, and statistics.
I've always been interested in biology, and I knew that this was an area that I wanted to study in college. And I also love math, so when I applied to Chapel Hill, I originally applied as an applied math major with the intent to double major in biology, and then I quickly realized that if I did so, I wouldn't be able to graduate. But luckily, I found out that UNC offers a quantitative biology major, which essentially combines bio, math, and computer science, which was essentially everything that I was interested in. So I quickly switched to this major, and I absolutely love it. Basically, all my classes revolve around utilizing mathematical and computational methods to analyze or understand biological functions.
Basically, the idea is that in the first year, you all start the same with the very introductory classes. As you go into sophomore year, you learn a bit more about what's the major or the track you would like more. And biology is the largest major in this university. But many students think they have to take biology, or it's preferable if they are pre-meds. This is not true. There's no preference for a specific major. Pursue any major that you're interested, but it is true that the biology BS requirements do fulfill all the science requirements for medical dental schools and PA schools. So it's not a bad major to take as a pre-med. It's a large major, and there are large classes in the beginning, but as you progress, you'll find them smaller and smaller. But even in the large classes, we, just like in many other departments, we try to make you feel that you're in a small class. A lot of students, active learning based activities in the classroom. It's not just a lecture, a professor that talks and talks and talks. And this is something you'll find in many of the STEM departments, including in biology. Something else I would like to mention about biology is research. Research is very strong in biology. We strongly encourage all our students to do research. Some do it as part of research-related courses. Some others, or not some others, but most will pursue independent mentored research. What does this mean? They choose a lab, typically when they're sophomore to junior, in the sophomore junior year, but they can even start earlier. They don't come up necessarily with their own project, but they find a lab that will agree to mentor them, and they start to own their own project into that lab. They are mentored throughout the semester or semesters. Most of our students do more than one semester. And then they write a paper or present a poster, depending on the semester, and get a lot of skills related to research. We want to teach you how to think like scientists, even if you don't want to pursue a research career later on.
So touching a little to my research experience, I am currently in Dr. Patrick Sullivan's lab, which focuses on understanding the molecular genetics of schizophrenia, major depressive disorder, eating disorder, and autism. My future project with the lab, starting in spring 2021, also will be focused on the prolonged effects of antipsychotics on gene expression and chromatin structure in schizophrenia.
I have been doing research on campus. I'm a part of the Straw Lab in the School of Medicine, and I've been there since my freshman year, studying epigenetics. And while being an undergraduate researcher, I've been able to learn a lot of skills and protocols used in a wet lab environment. And not only that, I'm able to use the knowledge learned in my classes into the lab as well.
This past summer, I was able to work in Dr. Talwan's lab at Johns Hopkins University, and his lab studied the genetic and neuronal mechanisms that underlie developmental brain disorders, such as intellectual disabilities and autism. My research this summer is focused on understanding the effects of a loss-of-function mutation in neuronal scaffolding protein called GRIP2 that was found in patients with autism. This project involves using mice models to determine its contribution to social behavior deficits that is usually seen in patients with autism. This summer, I had the ability to explore my research interests and see what it's like to be part of the research field, which has contributed to solidifying my future goals.
This past summer, I participated in a summer research program at the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard, and there I was able to conduct a computational research project in cancer biology. And all of these opportunities wouldn't have been possible without CSS and their dedication to support me inside and outside of the classroom, as well as just motivate me to be my best, and in addition to helping with all of my applications to these summer programs as well.
What do students do with the biology major? Many of our students continue to professional schools. Some go to graduate schools, for example, go to do PhD in biology. Many, as I mentioned, go to the pre-health careers, I think more than others. Some will try to find things in the industry and go to more of a biotech or pharmaceutical companies, and some just have a biology major and continue to wherever they want to continue.
So in terms of future directions or what I'm interested in, starting in this fall, I will be applying to PhD programs, either in quantitative biology or in genetics, as those are two areas that I'm very interested in.
When I first entered UNC, my future goals were all over the place. I was bouncing between being a genetic counselor, a clinical geneticist, and just many different careers in general of my interests. At that point, I didn't know too much about research just yet, but it was something I was willing and excited to try. And once I had that experience, I knew that it was the pathway for me. I'm looking forward to either pursuing a PhD or MD PhD in the future with a specific focus on understanding genetics and neuronal mechanisms that underlie developmental and psychiatric disorders. I'm excited to pursue research in my area of interest and continue to contribute to the field of science and medicine. And as for little advice for prospective students, make sure to always be open-minded. One thing I have come to learn from my time at UNC and with my major is that you can have your interests, but also be willing to try out some new things. Expand your horizon and take courses that sound interesting to you, even if it might not seem like something that's needed for your future plans.
A lot of my experience here at Chapel Hill has been really important, especially with CSS's help. And so I guess in terms of advice to anybody who is considering quantitative biology, I would say go for it. The knowledge of understanding biology as well as computer science is becoming a very important skill in the future, and UNC is one of the few schools that offers such a major that will teach you those skills. And so I can definitely see quantitative biology being a very popular major in the near future, as it is in very high demand now in research. So I hope to see you all in the fall here at UNC with the best major ever, aka quantitative biology.
Make sure you enjoy your time at college and do things that are fun for you. It was nice meeting you guys. Bye!